This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Sophia Yvette.
Welcome to the Good Neighbor Podcast. Are you in need of an art therapy center? Well, one may be closer than you think. Today, I have the pleasure of introducing your good neighbor, Lexi Morgan with Haven Healing Art Therapy. Lexi, it is so great to have you on today, and I know I am excited to learn about what is art therapy. So please get started by telling our listeners just a little bit more about your company and your backstory.
Art therapy is a regulated mental health profession. So you need at least a master's degree to be an art therapist. I hold a PhD in art therapy. But how I got started is I was a senior in college, actually, working at a local gallery. And one of the local artists was also an art therapist. And I thought, and her art was a little bit different because in art therapy, you're really focusing on the process rather than the product. So I noticed her art and I struck up a conversation and said, "Oh, I'm an art therapist." And I was like, "Ooh, what's that?" And from there, I kind of did my research and applied to a grad school and got in. But kind of my backstory is that I grew up creating art and using art as a coping skill and a tool and sort of an escape to regulate my emotions and handle difficult things. And as I've grown older, I've continued to kind of do that. And it's kind of a distinct process art versus like art that you go to see in a museum.
I was just about to ask you to let us know the most common myth or misconception you come across on the day-to-day. Would you say that would be it?
I would say that people think that art therapists only work with kids. So when I tell someone that I'm an art therapist, they'll say, "Oh, so you work with kids?" They think that we're usually like play therapists, which exclusively work with kids. But actually most of my clientele and the people that I work with are teens or adults. So mostly adults. Yeah.
Wow. Now, at the end of the day, we all know that marketing is the heart of every business. So, who are some of your target clients or audience, and how are you attracting them to your art therapy center?
Yeah. So people that I work with are women, and they have experienced some type of trauma, have PTSD, or are struggling with a life transition or anxiety. And I've been really grateful. So I was in Dallas and now I'm in Charleston, South Carolina. I have a business in Texas and here. And when I was working under supervision, I was getting a lot of referrals from my supervisor, which was amazing. So word of mouth really worked for me. And yeah, when you do good work and spread good work, people continue to seek your services. So that's kind of how I've been doing it.
Yes. Well, I, for one, definitely love that. Now, have you ever thought about having your own podcast for the business before?
I have never thought of that, but it is a good idea. It could be. I've kind of always thought, oh, what would I talk about? But and I think it's the more niche you get in your field, you think that, oh, everyone must know what I'm talking about, but really you have a lot to share.
Oh, yes. Now, switching gears. Outside of work, what do you or you and your family like to do for fun? Do you all go out and just paint everywhere?
Sometimes I force my husband to do art with me, or process his emotions using art. But I have a 10-month-old daughter. Actually, she's almost 11 months. 11-month-old daughter who I'm dying to like wait until she can actually like hold a crayon or do something artistic. We keep trying and she's not quite there yet. She just wants to eat everything. And I have 2 dogs. So we like to spend time outside, go to museums, play in, nature, go on walks, go to the beach, that sort of thing. Travel is huge.
Amazing.
Yoga.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very regulating for the system, I would say.
That's right.
Now, switching back to your business here, what makes your art therapy center really stand out? What would you like our listeners to take away from learning about your business today?
Yeah, I think that what I'm doing differently than I would say other art therapists is I integrate other trauma-informed modalities. So EMDR, which stands for eye movement desensitization reprocessing, and IFS, which is internal family systems. EMDR is a trauma, evidence-based trauma method that uses bilateral stimulation. So tapping into the neural networks of the brain through alternating tapping or eye movements, or sometimes buzzes, holding buzzes or looking at something that's just alternating. And what that does, it helps move emotions, memories, body, and sensations through the body to resolve them and desensitize them. And then, the brain wants to heal and move toward wellness. And then the internal family systems portion of that is what people know as parts work. So the, emotional parts or a younger part of me. And so what I've done is integrated all three of them, art therapy and these two modalities, to kind of help people stay grounded and regulated, because those other two can be a bit dysregulating, honestly. And what the art does is help, center, ground, contain, bring us back to the present moment while dealing with difficult emotions or distressing memories.
Now, dealing with work in the healing sector, what is your mission statement for your business?
Yeah, I would say for everyone to know that they're creative. So I believe that everyone is creative and everyone has a story that is worth telling and worth sharing. So everyone's an artist. Everyone has, a story to be told, and, tapping into that inner creativity that we all have, and art as survival and art as, a human connection.
Love that. And where can our listeners go to learn more about Haven Healing Art Therapy?
They can go to my website, which is Lexi Sorb. It's still my maiden name, LexiSorbara.com, SORBARA.com, or my Instagram at Haven Healing _Art Therapy. And yeah.
Amazing. Well, Lexi, it is a pleasure to have you on today's show. We wish you and your business the best moving forward.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpfrisco.com. That's gnpfrisco.com, or call 469-221-9345.